Hey lovelies, welcome back to this channel. Thank you guys so much for always watching my videos and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. So today I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to make this simple stitch braid with jungle braid and also the coils on the tip. So stay tuned and keep watching because this video is definitely going to be awesome. The outcome is always beautiful. So I'll be going in with my gorilla hair wax. I like using this hair wax because it's very sticky and also it doesn't turn the hair color to different colors, and it always give me this flawless look. So first thing first, we would like to part the hair into this section, and for the stitches most people would like to use their nails to braid the hair while cutting out the stitch, but I prefer to use this thread method because based on the years I've been making this kind of hairstyle, especially if it's this big size of stitch braid, the thread method is way better because it makes the hair to be tight, like not very tight, but it makes the hair last longer. So you're just gonna go in with your comb and the thread. Once you section on the stitch, you tie 2 times, not too tight, please. Let it not be too tight. So this is for beginners that are learning how to get a flawless stitch braid. This method is very easy. So you just cut out the line and you tie. You cut out the line, you tie. You're just gonna continue with the process until you reach the end of the braid. So guys, keep watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel so that you can get updates, and click the notification button. You can also drop a comment on the comment section in case you want me to do a video especially. When you've gotten to the end of the braid, like this ending part, you do the same thing. Then the last one, I will advise you make a knot, like you tie it so it won't loosen up. And another thing, when you're making it, always ask your customer or your client if the hair is too tight. If it's too tight, you have to reduce the knots you're making so it won't be very painful. So I'm just gonna go in on the other part of the braid. So always put the wax and make sure the wax is enough for the hair to stay. Then you go in with the same procedure we did on the first part of the hair. You make sure you tie. So one thing I always do is the very first braid, like this very first one, I don't tie it because that's where I'll be starting the weaving from. So if you tie it, it will become very tight, like too tight after braiding it. So you should not tie the first one. Always skip the first one and start from the second one. I'm just gonna go in and continue this process again till I get to the end of the hair. So it depends on the design you want to give the kind of shape you intend on doing. So you just go in and do your thing. As you can see, this video, it's very simple, and the style, it's easy to make. Even a beginner can make this hairstyle as long as you follow this detailed tutorial I'm giving you. So guys, keep watching. I'm gonna go straight to when we want to braid the hair. So like I said before, you always start with the very first one you did not braid. Now what I did here, I tell the person to press the front of the hair because it will obviously be dragging the front, so you wouldn't want your customer's hair or your client's hair to pull off because of the pain or the tightness. So it's always advisable they press it while you're braiding the back. So I'm just gonna braid it down here, and as you can see, based on the size of the braid we're working with, that's the amount of attachment I'm collecting. Now we are going in with our jungle braid at that part. So what you do here, when you braid it down a bit, you will pinch out a little of the braid because of it's a jungle braid we want to do at that part of the braid. So you're gonna pinch out. You're gonna continue this process. You braid down, you pinch out a little, you braid down, you pinch out a little. This is what you're just gonna continue doing till you get to the tip of the braid. Now as you can see, you should also add the attachments because it's a long braid we are trying to braid, and I didn't cut the attachment long because of the Ghana wavy. I don't want it to be too stressful. So when you get to the amount of length you want it, you tie it, then brush it out like so. So guys, keep watching. I'm just gonna braid the other side quickly, and we go straight to how we call the down part of the braid. So another thing you should know is, as you're braiding this hair, as you're braiding the hair, you should try your best to hide the person's hair. So we'll be using our bending rollers. This is one of my favorite rollers because it can bend. Most of my videos on this channel, I always use my bending rollers to create different kinds of curl. So this particular kind of curl, this is how I will be achieving it. So like I said, always you secure the knot on the braid. Now this one, we are not twisting, rather we are wrapping it on the bendy rollers, just as I'm doing there. So you should wrap it on the bendy rollers, and as you're braiding, you brush it out, you wrap. Like I said, you're gonna wrap it on the bendy rollers. You're just gonna continue the process because you know, hairstyling, it takes a lot of time and patience for you to achieve a perfect job. So you're just gonna be patient with it and just do your thing. So at the end, you bend the rollers to secure. Now I shared this particular curls because I want it to be a bit plenty, so that's why I split each braid into two curls. So depending on how full you want your coil to be, you can decide to split it into 3 or into 4 different parts like that. So depending on what you really want. So we're just gonna continue this process of the rolling till we're done with it. Then we'll be going in with our hot water. Of course, don't forget to trim it. Then now this method, you're gonna pour the hot water on the coils, and you shouldn't use your towel to dab it until the water cool down on the rollers, because if you use your towel, you're gonna, like, the coils you want to achieve, it's not going to come out that way again. It's going to give you another thing entirely. So I always said you put the coily parts in hot water before you put the other part of the braid. Now for jungle braids, you should use a lukewarm water on that part, not that very hot water. So you have to dissolve the water with cold water so that it won't be very hot, because if it's very hot, it's going to make your braid not give you that look. So now I'll be going in with all the product I'll be using to style the person's hair. Like this one, it's a anti-itch spray. It's good for dandruff and also stop itching of the hair. And I'll be going in with my mousse on the braids. Now another thing, I don't know, everybody have their different scalp types. So for me, this mousse, I don't usually put it on the person's scalp. I prefer putting it on the braids because they complain that it's itchy. So I stopped putting it on the hair. So rather I put it just on the braid lining. And so now I'll be going in with my sheen. Use my oil sheen to make the hair look shiny and giving that fine vibe. So depending on your zone, you can use any shiny stuff that is available. Now we allow this thing to cool down, because if it's still hot and you're losing it, it's not going to give it that bouncy look. Now you see the difference between this coil and my previous video which I did. This coil is giving us a French coil like vibe. It's not giving us bouncy coily braid. It's giving us French coil. So I'm just gonna lose out all the rollers, and I'm gonna trim the tip of the braid. Now, just to give us that extra vibe, I did these coils separately so I can just attach it on the braid, so the hair won't be looking too scanty. It will be looking a bit full and fluffy. So that's why we did this extra coil there, and I'm just crocheting it onto the braids. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and follow us for more updates like this, because I'm definitely going to be giving you more updates like this. This is the final look. See how beautiful it's giving. That's just giving us that beautiful vibe. It's simple and classic and luxury. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.